The Crusaders, winners of 7 Super Rugby titles in the last 7 years, are currently sat 10th in the table, with their much-needed victory on Friday over a soon-to-be no more Melbourne Rebels being just their second of the season. The Crusaders' collapse has been dramatic, from arguably the best club side in the world a year ago to winning fewer games than Moana Pacifica, a team that didn't even exist just a few seasons ago. The stats after round 9 of Super Rugby Pacific made for grim reading, as discussed on the Pirate Rugby podcast this week.
Fewest wins, most yellow cards, worst line-out percentage, second fewest offloads, second fewest carries, second fewest meters, third fewest tries scored, third fewest defenders beaten, fourth fewest clean breaks. This is the Crusaders we're talking about, from New Zealand.
So how has one of the most dramatic fall-offs in sporting history come to pass? Well, the truth is there are several very good reasons for it, and in this video we'll explain each one of them. To say that this is a very different Crusaders team to last year would be an understatement. Of the 23 who played in the final last season against the Chiefs, Jack Goodhue, Lester Fainga'anuku, Richie Mo'unga, Sione Havili, Sam Whitelock, Ollie Yeager and Cody Taylor have all either left the franchise or are taking a sabbatical, a roster any team would struggle without. Some of these will be returning next season, but questions have to be asked as to why so many contracts for key players came to an end at the same time. Perhaps this is one of the drawbacks of focusing player contracts around World Cups. There has also been a crippling injury crisis, with Scott Barrett, Will Jordan, Tomasi Williams, Ethan Blackadder, Fergus Burke and star summer signing Wales and Lions legend Lee Halfpenny all missing multiple games. The back three injury situation got so bad at one point that the Crusaders had to bring in emergency cover in the form of Scarlet's Johnny McNichol, who scored twice in the victory over the Chiefs, whilst Toby Arnold also joined from Lyon. Then there is arguably the biggest absentee of them all. Long-term head coach and architect of the Crusaders' dominant era, Scott Robertson, was finally rewarded with the All Blacks job in 2023, taking with him assistant coach Scott Hansen. All this has created the perfect storm for new coach, the experienced Rob Penny, learning the culture of the franchise and trying to bring his own ideas to the table. Even the kit supplier has changed. What's more, some were seeing signs of impending problems for the Crusaders even a couple of years ago, as Gainline Analytics explained on the 8-9 Combo podcast just a couple of weeks ago.
There was a premonition to where we see the Crusaders now. The Crusaders actually had the worst offensive record out of all the New Zealand Super Rugby teams in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. And that was a combination of injury, selection and All Black resting. And it just, what it meant was their markers were poor. And when you have poor markers in certain areas, and their defensive markers were poor, and they let in a high amount of points.
Even pre-season saw some struggles for the Crusaders, with a defeat in Ireland against an experimental Munster side in a friendly, and an embarrassing loss to the Highlanders. Now, there are still 5 rounds of Super Rugby to go, and the playoff spots go all the way down to 8th out of 12 teams, with 5 wins plus bonus points usually being enough to secure a spot. If they get some of their key injured players back, could they still mount a late season title charge? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.